Right now tonight on WHAS11 News at 5, almost a week after the incredible feat by the Louisville Fire Department, they've seen more support in the community and across the country for their acts of heroism. But now they're hoping to use your attention to bring light to an issue firefighters have been fighting for.
Their contract has been expired for 8 months now. It's very concerning just because, these firefighters, they work hard every day to save people's lives, and they're just not getting the attention that they need.
Now that's Caitlin Carden. She's the wife of Bryce Carden. Bryce, of course, is the Louisville firefighter who dangled over the Ohio River to rescue the semi-truck driver. In a new interview with WHAS11 today, she's direct about what needs to change. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Shay McAllister. She says it's been 8 months since their last contract expired, which means no pay increases for the first responders. During a rally today in the shadow of the bridge, they made their concerns known. Jose Alonso takes us there.
Louisville firefighters gathered near the river and also brought their families out today to voice their frustrations and concerns after Friday's heroic rescue right off the 2nd Street Bridge. Louisville firefighters have been working close to 9 months past an expired contract with the city. President of the local International Association of Firefighters, Jeff Taylor, says their members want negotiations settled. Taylor says Mayor Craig Greenberg is also frustrated and is now involved in these negotiations. The office saying they, quote, met nearly all the requests made by the union leadership.
This is not a function of something that Craig's done. This is a function of how they've been ignored for the last 20 years, the majority, if not all, of their careers. And they're fed up.
Family members and retired firefighters were also in attendance. Taylor says their goal is to settle what the next 1 to 5 years will look like for the city firefighters. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
The union says their main focus is fair pay, but they also hope to advocate for more funding for equipment. Some of that equipment is about 15 years old.
$100,000 for training was added to the fire department's funding from the mayor's last budget, and Taylor says they hope to increase that.
The man accused of killing a Campbellville student was in court this morning. It is the first time police are laying out evidence in the case. 21-year-old Charles Escalera was arrested on February 24th in 18-year-old Josiah Kilman's death. The two were teammates on the wrestling team. An autopsy confirmed Kilman died from strangulation. Today, a police detective told the court Escalera admitted to that murder.
Mr. Escalera was read Miranda and understood his rights. Mr. Escalera admitted to taking the life of Mr. Kilman and fleeing the scene. Mr. Escalera stated while he was on the run and when he would hear sirens, he became afraid because he was a fugitive. When asked why he was a fugitive, he said, "Because I killed a man."
Escalera is facing a murder charge in Taylor County and burglary in Greene County. A judge entered a not guilty plea on his behalf.
More local news here at 5. Louisville Metro Police are investigating 2 deadly shootings. One happened right inside a liquor store here in Louisville. It happened shortly after 9 last night at the Oya Liquor Store. That's on Dixie Highway, and that is in the Algonquin neighborhood right next to Shorty's Food Mart. Officers found 20-year-old Corian Williams dead in the store. They say he had been shot several times. Police believe there were several witnesses to the crime, but they need somebody to come forward. Also, the other shooting happening at 2:30 yesterday afternoon. Police discovering a man's body inside a car on Shagbark Road in the St. Denis neighborhood. Police say he'd been shot to death. Police do not have any suspects in either case. If you have any information, you're urged to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD or use their online portal.
A partnership between the ACLU and Jefferson County Attorney's Office is helping hundreds of nonviolent offenders resolve their cases.
This is called Amnesty Day, where several groups lower the barrier into the courtroom. Today, Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Jessica Farley show us how it's putting lives back on track.
Some people believe if they've missed their court date here at the Hall of Justice, that if they come back, they'll be arrested. But that's not true. Forgiveness is available, and it happens every year on Amnesty Day. This year, it helped over 160 people get out from underneath the enormous weight of having those court cases hanging over them.
You know, nobody wants to have something over their head all the time. And like for me, I just want to be able to serve these kids in this community. And if I got all this going on, I'm no help to nobody.
He helps with the Gloves Not Guns nonprofit he founded.
Through boxing, they encourage sportsmanship and family bonding to reduce gun violence. Some of the kids he works with are JCPS students, but with an active bench warrant out against him, the district barred his entry into schools. Those warrants are issued against people who miss court dates, even for nonviolent offenses.
You know, driving without a license, goofy stuff like that.
The ACLU organized its second annual Amnesty Day with partners like Vocal KY and the Jefferson County Attorney's Office to provide transportation, child care, and court reminders. Many of the people either had records from a young age, suffered from addiction, or had no way of making it to court.
And we got to really give people chances to redeem themselves. If they don't have an opportunity to redeem themselves, they can't come to court. You know, if they don't have an opportunity to find that job, to make that money, to pay their restitution, or to satisfy court obligations, they're gonna run.
Being able to clear these bench warrants was the final step in them turning the page on that chapter in their lives.
However, that next chapter isn't a free pass. It can still involve paying fines and settling court cases, which means they may still have to face a judge. In Louisville, Ian Hardwick, WHAS11, on your side.
Well, and it's not just one day, Amnesty Day. Bench warrants can actually be lifted year-round.
The Jefferson County attorney says all you have to do is show up to the courthouse, ask for a case manager, and put your case right back on the docket.
Taking a look outside right now at another cloudy, gloomy, and a little bit chilly day today.
The fog seemed to linger around today, even in the afternoon. Let's check in with meteorologist Colleen Peterson about where we stand for tonight. We're actually getting a break before the real weekend rains come back, Colleen.
Yeah, I wish it would be raining right now. That way we wouldn't have to worry about the parade on Saturday, which we are keeping our eyes on it. It is trending a little bit colder at that time of that parade with that front speeding up just a little bit. We'll have that latest information here throughout the 5 o'clock hour. Right now, look at the radar. We're nice and dry. We started out with some showers, but now just a lingering sprinkle off farther to the south, just south of Columbia. And in fact, you might see an isolated sprinkle overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. But for the most part, all of that rain has cleared out from that pass system that we were watching. Right now, 59 degrees, so it does feel a little sticky outside with mostly cloudy skies, some patchy fog, looking very gray and going to continue to look gray throughout the evening hours. So temperature is probably going to stay in the 50s even through 9 o'clock tonight. So plan for some mild temperatures if you have any evening walks in sight tonight. So we are tracking that next system. Dry throughout the day tomorrow, but you can see mostly cloudy setup, maybe an isolated sprinkle throughout the day, but the rain will pick up with that first round around 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. That second round early Saturday morning. We're getting that first look of that updated model, the shorter range model, which is a little bit more accurate as we get to Saturday afternoon. We'll show you that latest timing and what time we think that rain will clear out for your Saturday coming up. Doug, Shay.
Colleen, thank you. More news now happening at the moment. Right now, students, staff, and parents are gathering in Nelson County, Bardstown, sharing their grievances with the district school board. The board just voted 4-1 to remove the Nelson County School Superintendent, Wes Bradley, at the beginning of this week.
We support Wes Bradley. We support Wes Bradley.
This was the scene about an hour ago. Bradley was removed by the board. Principals from 11 different schools within the district have all expressed support for him in letters posted on social media, including Kirk Merrifield of the Thomas Nelson High School. He was out at the demonstration today, sharing what he has seen under Bradley's tenure as a superintendent.
Sometimes when you have a progressive vision towards the future, you're going to meet resistance with the status quo. He's never been bashful about that, and that's really what draws good teachers, good administrators, and families and community members and community partners, business partners to our schools. And so right now this is a process of the status quo meeting progressive ideas that are going to support students and their families.
Even though the school board voted to remove Bradley, the decision still needs to be approved by the Kentucky Department of Education. Our night team crew is there in Nelson County covering this rally at the moment. We'll have more coverage coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Also happening today, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell endorsing former President Donald Trump for president, despite being a longtime critic of the GOP frontrunner.
The Senate Minority Leader declared his support in a statement issued after Trump's Super Tuesday victories pushed the former president closer to the party's 2024 nomination. A statement from Senator McConnell today reads in part, "It is abundantly clear that former President Trump has earned the requisite support of Republican voters to be our nominee for President of the United States." McConnell goes on to say it should come as no surprise that as the party's nominee, Trump will have his support.
And this comes after Nikki Haley of South Carolina dropped out this morning of the race for president after an underwhelming Super Tuesday, winning only one state last night. That's Vermont. Now President Joe Biden and the former President Donald Trump are now turning their attention to the general election. Both are racing to win over Haley's supporters, a group that could be key in winning the White House.
It is now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party and beyond it.
It hurts my soul to say that I will vote for Joe Biden over Donald Trump.
Haley is not the only person to drop out today on the Democratic side. Dean Phillips is ending his campaign after failing to pick up any delegates. He says he will endorse the president, Joe Biden.